Tesloop launched in 2015. I think you guys have done like 25,000 rides in the original service. You had a 5-star Yelp rating, millions of miles done in Teslas.
Yep.
So can you tell us a little bit about how that concept started and just like a brief overview of the story?
Sure, yeah. So interesting story. My son, who's 20 now, was 16, and it actually started as a school project for him. Then, once Elon said, you're going to be able to sleep in a car in 3 years, that got me and some of my other co-founders excited. So we joined in 2015. And the original idea was really based on this premise that Teslas and electric cars in general really shine on a per mile cost. Like the more you run them, the cheaper they are. So we said, where can we do a lot of highway miles? And the answer was, let's offer kind of a long distance Uber pool. So not from like Santa Monica to Venice, but rather from Santa Monica to San Diego or Santa Monica to Vegas or Palm Springs, kind of 1 to 4 hours in a car. So we launched that. We ran it for about 3 years. People just loved it. That was really a model where autonomy was just starting and evolving and wasn't something you could really trust at the time. But the economics were still really good. So we ran that until last year. And then last year, partially due to some California labor law changes that made it more costly to hire drivers, but partially because when we launched, a car was $120,000. There were 4 chargers between here and Vegas. Took 90 minutes to charge, and now a car is $40,000. There's 80 chargers between here and Vegas. It takes 30 minutes to charge, and the cars drive themselves more or less. From here to Vegas, like basically the car can completely drive itself. Yeah, and I've done that route like 100 times, and doing it on autopilot is so much more pleasant than actually making sure you're driving okay. So we've now switched to a model that we think is really the future. It is the Robotaxi long distance model with one kind of exception. It's kind of like the dumb Robotaxi where you have to be behind the wheel and hold the wheel. But like other than that, we think it is the same thing that'll be available in 5 years in a fully autonomous car, where you need to have the car at a charger. So the car is going to leave the charger. Today you Uber to the car, you open it, remotely. It's all kind of digitally controlled, and you drive in Santa Monica 4 blocks to the 10. We've already pushed the destination onto the car because you can do that now. You press navigate on autopilot, and it takes you to the bottom of the ramp in San Diego or in Vegas. So it's kind of like the first inning of automatic Robotaxi type stuff, but obviously due to laws and just the fact that the autonomy is usually but not always fully reliable.
And it's fascinating because that's this whole idea of like, are people going to be operating fleets of robo-taxis when this happens? And I think that's where this is all kind of going, and you're kind of building the blocks for that to start just with humans. And I guess the second Tesla releases FSD, the humans are out, and you guys have already built the business, the brand, the routes. And you were showing me the app. I'll put up some footage, which is really cool. You just kind of place in the city you want to go. It's like I'm looking at like train or bus tickets, but they're just in a Tesla.
Yeah, it's just like a cross between Avis and American Airlines for booking a car.